Hello and happy Monday. I can't believe it's Monday already. What a fast weekend. We got out and did some things again, and hope you're all doing well and maybe getting out and getting some fun things in to make it feel a little bit like summer. We did some more graduation receptions and celebrated Father's Day, and had a baseball game and fun things like that. So time to get back into the swing of things. I went and I ran some errands and came home and I put together a bunch of cards, and I thought, oh my goodness, I need to clean off my workspace and get today's card going for everyone so that you can get some inspiration to start your week off. So hi Joyce, hi Lois, hi Ronnie. Thanks for joining in. And so today what I am starting is Diane Menon's virtual stamp party. So today is card number 1 for her virtual party, and after it's all over, then I will post the card with her code. So if anybody's interested in ordering through it or needs some things and wants to help her out, then you get the 3 cards that I'm making virtually here in my crafting sessions. You'll get those as a thank you from her and I for ordering. So Diane is a sweet soul, and she has a fun sense of humor. The first time I met her, I'm like, oh, like she was a little bit like snippy to her friend, and then when her friend snipped right back, I thought, Diane has that kind of sense of humor. So I thought, I want to start off a card for Diane that kind of has a fun sense of humor as well. So let me grab the card here and the stamp set so that you can see where it's coming from. So here's the card for today, kind of a simple, fun one. And the stamp set is from Way to Goat. So the card will make more sense as I flip it around and you can read it and such too. But I thought this was a fun stamp set. It caught my eye right away when the catalog came out. Like sometimes I do a lot with flowers and things like occasions that we need to send cards and such. And I thought, oh, this one, I love the sense of humor, and I love that Stampin' Up! Came out with something that can kind of be a fun occasion to send cards for. And you can use the different sentiments in here in different ways. So before I get started and such, I'm just going to click on my iPad and make sure that I'm showing up, and it looks like I am. So let me get my workstation set up, and then I can get you guys going with the card. Okay, let's see. There we go. I think that's a good angle and a good space, and I'm gonna put my iPad here and let me show you the card once again. So here's today's card, and hey Beth, hi Barb, thanks for joining in. So actually my sister Beth is watching. You shouldn't be watching. I might end up sending this card to you in a month for your birthday. So it says happy birthday, you old goat, and look, isn't that just the cutest goat there? I think it's pretty fun. So that comes from this stamp set, Way to Goat. Hi Lisa. And so the sentiment, happy birthday old goats there. And I thought of even making some thank you cards up using the You're the Goat, greatest of all time. And there's just, Way to Goat. I thought that I could have already used for graduation cards that I needed this past weekend. But I just love how the sentiments play along, and that there's different goat styles for whatever you want to use for. So once again, here is the card and such. And so if you're following along or like to follow along and go, where did she find that in the catalog? So on page 105, yeah, that's bad. So if you haven't got this catalog, let me know. So yeah, turn to page 105 and you'll see. So there's no dies or anything, just a standalone stamp set. So every once in a while, it's just kind of fun to do something with those. But of course, I'm incorporating dies today because I tend to do that. So also, I just wanted to let you know the paper that I'm pulling in is from the In Good Taste Designer Series paper pack. And just last week, you'd seen me kind of flip through some of these, and we did a beautiful card to end Julie's party last week using this. Oh, good, Diane is chiming in. Yes, I'm glad. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Diane. Hi, Carol. It is Diane's party, so I'm glad that you're able to be here live while it's happening. I never know everybody's schedule, and I know sometimes my schedule can change too. So if you guys are just joining in, there it is. So to get started, I thought, okay, when I have seen goats and sheep and things like those types of animals, they love to eat anything. And so what kind of made me want to use this, I thought they love to chew on stuff and fabric. And so I'm like, I want to use some of this In Good Taste paper that looks like fabric. And then I go to the back, of course, and go, okay, what should I use? I tried to pair it up with some navy. That didn't look quite right. So I went for some of the gray colors and ended up with a gray granite. So that is what we're using for our card base here today. So I'm going to set aside the stamp set and that paper and kind of get my pieces rounded up here. And I'm going to start with stamping out my goat first. Isn't that goat just the cutest? It's almost like Grumpy Cat in a goat form. I think it's kind of fun that way. And so I'm going to just stamp out the goat with some Memento black ink like so, and just kind of center him on a scrap of piece of paper there. And then on the other side, I do this on opposite ends always to give myself plenty of room. I'm going to stamp out the happy birthday, you old goat, like so. So I've got both of those just stamped out in black ink like so. And then I want to show you the dies that I'm going to use to cut them out. So I can't say enough again about the Stitch So Sweetly dies. So I've been using the Stitched So Sweetly die lots and lots. Hi Sue, thanks for joining in. So this is kind of to refresh your memory what that set kind of looks like, except for what's missing is this one. So this is the one I'm going to use. And then the other set of dies that I just think the layered ovals, squares, rectangles, all of those layering ones, there's so many dies to them. And so they're just kind of a nice, like if you think of what are your crafting essentials, when I go away to craft for a weekend, it would be rare for me not to bring my assortments of the layering dies, whether it be, you know, even the stitched to go with the circles, ovals, squares, things like that. So I'm going to use the one square from there. That's just, it's not stitched. I thought about stitched, but I'm just going to use the one regular square and then the one that kind of has a little bit of a scallop. And what I like too is even though there's a scallop to it, it's not a frilly scallop. So if I use it for a guy's card, which I think this old goat card would be great for a guy, it's not going to look frilly or anything like that. So I'm going to pull over my Big Shot here. And I'm going to do my goat first. So I'm just going to use my, here we go, my square here. And that about fits perfect on there. And I'm just going to run that through. That gave a nice pop. And sometimes I'm glad when that happens when people are watching, because listening to or and hearing that pop, sometimes people get nervous about that, but that is just the plates protecting the pressure going through, so it's no big deal at all when that happens. And so just know that it happens to me. So I'm gonna center that happy birthday you old goat there. And then I'm also going to take the gray granite, just a strip of that, to get that scalloped piece through as well. So just a strip is all I'm using here to cut off of that, and I can run them through both at the same time. Okay, so I've got that to pop out and that to pop out. So I can put all my dies away now. And now I am just going to do the little bit of coloring. For those of you that go, you know, I don't like to color too much, this is the perfect card just to add a little bit of color, but not too much. So with my Stampin' Blends, I'm using the gray granite, and this is the lighter of the two. And honestly, it is the only color that I am using. So my last video I watched where I was coloring, and I noticed that I ended up blocking out all the coloring I was doing. I was trying to show you how to shade because the angle of the camera here, and it's kind of happening now too. I don't know if I can do that. It kind of blocks it out. So I'm like, okay, usually I start my videos by, you know, hey, checking in with you, day of the week, what party's going on. But wondering if I should not do that and try and find a way to have my videos positioned so that it's just constantly over my work area straight on. So it'd almost be like you would be perched on my forehead watching everything. So maybe tune in and, you know, I always appreciate feedback, and I'm always good about, positive criticism. You know, it's like I want to know what you guys want to see and such. So don't feel like you're being negative Nelly, but you also have to know that since COVID has started, this is all new to me doing these videos too. So I'm kind of always running, flying by the seat of my pants, but I also want to see if there's ways that I can improve. But yeah, so you can always let me know what you think. If you like the way it is, say, hey, just stay the way it is. Or if you think, yeah, I would like just like a more of a straight shot head on, I'll see if there's a way that I can get that going too. So, okay, so I just want to check in. So hi, Pam, hi, Barb, hi, Cindy, and Ronnie's asking, Belle, did you use different white cardstock to stamp and color on? This is just Whisper White, so I don't know if that helps answer your question. So both of these are just the Whisper White. When I use my blends, the Whisper White works really well with using the blends, so I tend to do that. So if that didn't answer your question, please ask again. Hi, Julie. Hi, Becky. And hi, Marilyn. Lots of you guys here. And I did get a later start today, so I know that sometimes that will help increase my numbers. So something fun with the stamp set is usually what I do is if I stamp something that's like a single image or something cute like this, I'll go back with my Stampin' Blends and just kind of color a scribble. But get this, guys. So when I looked closer at the stamp set, all of a sudden I saw this stamped image right there, and I went, no way. So I can just take my black ink pad here. Now that I have to look, do I want it this way or that way? I don't think it makes much difference. Hopefully I can get this centered the way I want it underneath his feet. And look at that. So it kind of adds that instant little shaded thing to ground that cute little goat there. And I don't think as far as, getting it centered and right on, like I think that was really good as far as, not bragging, but sometimes we all know that you have better results than other times. And so I think that there's going to be a little bit of give. If it was down a little bit farther or over or side to side, it would be just fine too. But that I think is something I might be pulling out of the stamp set to use for other images too. So that was kind of a nice little bonus thing there. So before I do my assembling, I'm also going to punch out using the tailored tag punch. And I'm just going to take another piece of gray granite, and then I just slide that in the top. And even though I haven't stamped anything on here, I always hold my punches facing me. That way, if it's like this, I don't know if I have it and think it's centered in there right, but then if I turn it over, it might be such that, you know, I'm missing that too. So yes. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it this way, like so, and then just punch. Oh, thanks, Becky. Thank you, Pam. Helps me to know. Okay, so now for assembling, I think I am ready to assemble, and I'm just going to take my pieces. So this is my card base, once again, gray granite, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I just cut from the 12 by 12 from In Good Taste Designer Series paper, cut that 4 inches by 5 1/4. And with my seal tape here, just gonna glide that along. This stuff is so quiet. Sometimes I forget that my snail adhesive had such a kind of a loud snaggy sound to it, and this, it's like, boy, you could easily stamp while your family is sleeping in the middle of the night if you like to craft then, and nobody would know. Hi, Shelly. Then I'm just going to take next my goat here, and I must have stamped my happy birthday once on the back side there and changed my mind. Okay, so every once in a while, but I always comment, there's always two sides to the cardstock. This is a pretty close fit, so I'm just kind of edging it on there, and I'll hold it up close so you can see that the scalloped edge with this layered square gives it a really nice close fit. So that's on purpose. And then I'm just going to put just a little bit of the snail, or not snail, seal, and kind of line up that so that's in the middle there. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side. And this is pretty easy to center because this just kind of goes over the edges on the top. So you're just kind of just lining up that in the middle and that in the middle. I love things that line up easy. And then it's a matter of just taking some dimensionals, and I'll put about 4 on the goat like so, and about 3 probably on the sentiment like so. Peel those off. And then I just kind of when I put it on here, kind of want to have visually the same amount from this side as from the bottom. So I just kind of want to place it there. And there's enough of the pattern within the fabric weave that'll kind of help me line it up a little bit. And I do feel like maybe I am a little bit crooked or off, just a hair. Okay, so I'll do that. And then same with my sentiment here. Just want to kind of line that up with those edges. And sometimes I'm trying to angle it so I can show you, and then I get a little crooked when I do that too. Okay, so I've got that on like so. And you know, I love to add just a little bling or accessory, and I always think, okay, this is a great guy card. So I think, okay, can't go too feminine, too glitzy, too glamoury for a guy possibly. But I thought this would, excuse me, swallowed wrong. This would make a great accessory for it, and it's the metallic pearls. There's a sheet of these silver ones as well as a sheet of the gold. And so I'm just going to take my take your pick tool, which you guys know I love using, and I'm just going to, okay, this is my other thing. I was going to put one of these like, whoops, I ended up grabbing 2. I was going to put one like here and here, but then it looked weird, and I thought I'll put it out there, and it just looked like I was trying to kind of finish off an area that was just not looking right. So I thought, you know what, there's a lot of blank space within the sentiment. Oh, there it is. Within the sentiment. So I thought moving the metallic pearls within the sentiment would make this area not look so bland and so white. So I decided to do that. So that is the fun outside of the card, and I'm just going to take a second to do the inside for you. And I'm just as excited about the inside of this card today. So in this stamp set, there's different sentiments. So I'm using the I got you a cake, but I ate it, and also this cute tin can. It kind of reminds me of Popeye and olive oil. And so what I did is I put together the stamps, and then I put all 3 of them on one block so that I don't have to ink up and stamp 3 separate times. So I'm just putting that on one block like so, and I made sure that they were all lined up and not crooked. And so I have one, whoops, I bumped my tripod here. So then I have all of those stamped out with one shot. So I think that for me it helps reducing the amount of crookedness I might get when lining up all the stamps separately and trying to ink it up and stamp it up 3 different times. So I like that. And then I'm just going back. I'm not doing any blending, but I am using the blend. So just that same light gray granite color and just coloring in that tin can there a little bit with the gray granite. So for the inside, last week, if you were watching my video, I use this type of paper 4 by 5 1/4 from my 12 by 12, and then there was that strip that's always left over, and so you can get 6 card fronts and 6 little strips if you cut them right, and that will 100% use up your card. Oh, I dropped that little piece, or your DSP. So then I'm just going to take just a little bit of this and just put that adhesive on. And this time I'm going to line it up. Sometimes I try and leave a little white space across the bottom, but this time I'm going to line it up right to the bottom just because there's more space being used for the actual sentiment. So then this just ties in and matches the front of the card perfect. And so then I'll follow through with more of my seal adhesive, and I'll just center that in the inside. Somebody asked now, is the one time, is this the same? And so this is 4 by 5 1/4, so it's that same inside measurement as I use for that next layer on the outside there too. Thanks, Julie. I know that you're a friend of Diane's, and I think that this is kind of Diane's sense of humor, so I was kind of excited how that turned out and made it kind of seem like something she would send out. I hope I got this right. So happy birthday, you old goat, and then you open it up and said, I got you a cake, but I ate it with a tin can, which is very much what like a goat likes to play and chew around on too. So that is it for the card. So really pretty simple. Let me just get my tripod back up. So yeah. Oh, there we go. So today is card number 1 for Diane's party, and card number 2 will come to you tomorrow afternoon, card number 3 Wednesday afternoon. So depending on how my day goes, I never know how busy. Oh good, Julie, this is definitely Diane. Okay, good. So and Diane hasn't commented back, so maybe she's thinking I'm spot on and wondered how that worked. No. So yeah, so the next 2 days I'll do Diane's next 2 cards. I'm not sure on timing and such, just because sometimes by the time I finish up my business end and do emails with you guys and create the card and things like that, I'm never sure exactly my timing. So usually about a half hour before I'm ready to go on in the afternoon, that's when I put that little Facebook post saying to look for me at such and such time. But I know a lot of you generally just watch the replay, and that works out pretty well. It's not like you're missing anything by going live, but you just get to be the first one to see it. So thanks so much for joining in, and as soon as I sign off here, then I'm going to, yeah, that was my son that just walked in. And so so as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to upload this card with a list of all the accessories used, and Diane's host code will post with that too. But the host code is if you're ordering and want to use that to put your order towards her party, that's how that works. But if you go, you know, I want to order through Diane's party, but will you help me? Well, then just yeah, contact me and I can place your order for you. Use that code with your order. Your order will ship directly to you, and Diane will get all the benefits towards her party. So, oh good, Diane, you are so welcome. So I'm looking forward to designing your next 2 cards the next couple days. And as always, if you need anything or have any questions, let me know. Today is, let's see, we're getting towards like the 2/3 mark of June. So we still have about a week left. I just want to plug in also that there is a recruiting or joining special right now, where if you join for $99, you get to pick out $125 worth of products, which is always kind of Stampin' Up's regular thing, but you can also pick out a bundle on top of that for absolutely free. So if you're thinking, you know what, my wish list is that long, maybe I should just sign up and get an extra bundle because that's going on the month of June, let me know. If you want me to just send you a link, you can do it online. That just takes minutes to do. I think people are always surprised how easy crazy and fast that is. And then the other special is for hostesses like Diane. So anybody who has an order over $250 or collects orders from their friends to put a party together for $250, there is an extra $25 that goes towards the host rewards on top of that once you hit that level. So that goes to the end of June as well. So let me know if you guys have any questions, and I hope you have a great week. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.